In the land of Canaan, there lived a man named Jacob, also called Israel. He had 12 sons, but among them he loved Joseph the most. To show his love, Jacob gave Joseph a beautiful robe of many colors. Joseph proudly wore his new coat, but his brothers looked on with jealousy and anger. They whispered among themselves, "Why does Father love him more than us?" One night, Joseph had a strange dream. The next morning, he eagerly told his brothers, "Listen to this dream. We were binding sheaves of grain in the field, and suddenly my sheaf stood upright while your sheaves bowed down to mine." His brothers were furious. "Do you think you will rule over us?" they sneered. Their hatred for him only grew. But Joseph had another dream. He told them, "I saw the sun, the moon, and 11 stars bowing down to me." Even Jacob was surprised. "Will your mother and I and your brothers bow before you?" he asked. Joseph's brothers hated him even more, but Jacob kept these things in his heart. One day, Joseph's brothers went to Shechem to graze their father's flocks. Jacob called Joseph and said, "Go and see if your brothers and the flocks are well." Joseph eagerly set off, wearing his coat of many colors, unaware of the danger ahead. As Joseph approached, his brothers saw him from a distance. "Here comes the dreamer," they sneered. Their jealousy turned into rage. "Let's kill him and throw him into a pit," one said. "Then we'll see what becomes of his dreams." But Reuben, the eldest, wanted to spare Joseph. "Don't kill him. Just throw him into this dry pit." He secretly planned to rescue him later. When Joseph arrived, his brothers ripped off his robe and threw him into a deep, dark pit. He cried out for help, but they ignored him. As they sat down to eat, a caravan of Ishmaelites appeared in the distance, heading to Egypt. Judah had an idea. "What will we gain by killing him? Let's sell him instead." So they sold Joseph for 20 pieces of silver, and the traders took him away. The brothers took Joseph's coat of many colors, dipped it in goat's blood, and brought it to their father. "Look at this," they said. "Is this your son's robe?" Jacob wept bitterly. "A wild beast has devoured him," he cried. "I will mourn for my son until I die." Meanwhile, Joseph was taken to Egypt, where he was sold to Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh. Though far from home, God was with Joseph. His story was far from over. Potiphar saw Joseph's wisdom and hard work and placed him in charge of his entire household. Under Joseph's care, Potiphar's house was blessed. Now, Joseph was handsome and well-built. Potiphar's wife noticed him and tried to tempt him. "Come and lie with me," she said, but Joseph refused. "My master trusts me with everything. How could I do this great evil and sin against God?" Day after day, she tried to persuade him, but Joseph always said no. One day, when Joseph was alone in the house, Potiphar's wife grabbed his cloak and said, "Lie with me." Joseph pulled away and ran, leaving his cloak in her hands. Angry and humiliated, she called the servants and accused Joseph of attacking her. When Potiphar returned, she cried, "That Hebrew slave you brought tried to harm me." But I screamed, and he ran, leaving his cloak behind. Potiphar was furious and had Joseph thrown into prison. Though Joseph was in prison, God was still with him. The prison warden saw his wisdom and put him in charge of all the prisoners. Everything Joseph did prospered, for the Lord was with him.